Let's get started.
Hey, what's up everybody? Mikal Pradia here. I'd like to first thank each and every one of you for taking the time out of your busy schedule to check out this new video for Success in Minutes. I've actually haven't done a video in quite a while, and we'll actually want to take the time to be able to put this little piece together to be able to, share with you what's been, happening in the past few months. A lot of people are like, hey, I haven't been working because I've been trying to put out fires. Well, on the other flip side of the things, I've actually been igniting fires. Things have been going very excellent in my life, and it's just like in November, December, I always spend a lot of time just really getting to my tunnel vision to be able to take the next year to where I want to be able to go. And looking back this year and the years that I was first introduced to personal development, network marketing, entrepreneurship, and be able to get a clear mental picture of where I wanted my life to transpire to in the coming years, a legacy to be able to leave. 2014 was a remarkable year. We really kicked things off on the right foot, and some tumultuous, experiences happened where I kind of felt like I was in the gray area. I've actually had a couple of best friends lose their mothers. My mom lost her house. Companies were going into, bankruptcy, just gnarly stuff. And it's just like when all these fires, are igniting and you're putting them out and starting new ones to be able to, have that spark in your life to be able to, have that drive, have that energy to build that momentum to be like, hey, you know what? I'm not going to let my past determine my future. I'm going to have a clear mental picture of where I want to be able to go, and, just have faith and continue to, meditate and pray and read the books and continuously surround myself with people that are going places. And, going through all of that and, spending this time over the last, I would say, definitely November, definitely October, and really excited for December, just actually really reflecting and creating that master plan, really strategizing, an executable plan that's not going to be able to benefit myself, but to be able to benefit our entire team. Everyone that I work with, whether it's, going out and speaking at different high schools, colleges, youth summits, working with Success in Minutes and Robert Hollis Sr., to, working with my buddy Ruben with a new clothing line that we're going to be dropping, at the start of the new year, and just a whole other exciting things that, I'm truly passionate about doing. Anybody that knows me, I've always been a creative type of individual. I've always liked being able to give inspiration to people and say, hey, you know what? You can become who you want to become. You can do the things that you want to do and have the things that you would like to have in life if you simply work hard for it and, go out there, and whatever trials and tribulations you're experiencing, it's only going to be able to help you build that backbone to take things to the next level. And so I'm very grateful. I'm very humbled by the great experience I've actually been able to, partake in. And I'm actually right now in Las Vegas. I know, the backdrop, is actually my hotel room, and, it's like 12:45 at night right now. We've been in all day conference at the Network Marketing Pro event put on by Eric Worre, where there's over 300, companies represented here, and, remarkable leaders from all around the world, top 6-figure earners, 7-figure earners, 8-figure earners. Today we had a legend panel of, great leaders, great, mentors, great individuals that have so much experience and wisdom. But it's not just from them, it's actually from the great mentors and, sage leaders that have blessed them in their lives as well, speaking through them to be able to help all of us be able to grow personally, professionally, financially, emotionally, mentally, spiritually, above all else, most important, right? And it was just so remarkable, that on the stage is like $200 million in commissions earned, but most importantly, 163 years of experience cumulatively on the stage. And, it's a remarkable time for those of you who, may just now be getting introduced to personal development and entrepreneurship and, personal growth and development. you just continuously have to go to events. You have to continuously read the books. You have to continuously watch the videos. You have to continuously surround yourself with people that have a like mind, that, are truly passionate and have the dreams and goals that, are paralleling what it is that you want to do. It may not be the exact same thing, of course. We all have our own ambitions and everything, but, that is what's going to add more fuel to the fire. That's what's going to say, hey, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it too. And before you know it, you're going to be sharing your story and telling people, hey, you know what, I've been where you've been, I've gone through what you've gone through, and I've seen the light in the tunnel. I've made it to the end of the tunnel. That doesn't mean that you're not going to still face the trials and tribulations of life, but yet you're going to be able to share those with other people for them to be able to experience the great victories that lie ahead. And that's what I know 2015 is going to be for a lot of people. 2014 was a remarkable year. And, I was actually having this conversation with my mentor, Mr. Robert Hollis Sr., this evening. And, it's great to be able to have a mentor that will give you pops and to be able to see things, a little bit different than what you were perceiving them to be. And he said, Mikal, if you really look at things, he shared his own life, we all go through this, what's called like a 7-year cycle, and marriage and relationships and stuff, they call it the 7-year itch, right? But this is completely different. This is the 7-year cycle where, he broke it down, in high school, things were rocking and rolling, whatever, right? And he said 21 to 28, things were completely different than where you are at today. And I was like, holy crap, 21 to 28, man, I was on fire. Like, incredibly on fire. I was focused in my business. I knew that it was about the time that I really made the stark decision. I wanted to become wealthy. I wanted to become financially successful, not only for myself, but for my family. I knew that I wanted to be able to live a lifestyle second to none, be able to travel all around the world and experience new cultures, new customs, and gain new experience that only a minority of individuals ever had their privilege of taking advantage of. And, even during those times, I was a young 20-year-old kid, so I'd party all the time too. So for those of you out there that know me, like, I was that guy, and I still like to have a good time, but 21 28 were remarkable. And then there was a shift that happened. There was a shift where I was in that gray area. I was trying to, start my company and, get things up to where I see them to be. And, anybody that started their own company, it's not an overnight process. Many people may perceive it to be, but they don't see all of the late nights and the burning the midnight oil and the failed attempts and the start and stopping and, the self-doubts and the fears that we have to go through to be able to say, what, I have to give this my all. I have to give it 110%. So we go out there, we do everything that we can, and then it's like something happens and it throws us off track, and then we got to rebuild that energy and give it another shot. But, there was a shift that happened, and the shift is, a lot of stuff negatively, or, it's negative in the sense where, it's helping, like I was saying before, the trials and tribulations. It's negative in the sense that it's building the backbone to be able to share our experiences that, hey, I was there. I experienced exactly what you're going through, and this is what I found. This is how I was able to overcome. This is how I was able to get my mind right to be able to achieve to the next level. And so these shifts happen, but these shifts are just being in a gray area. These shifts are for us to be able to have that true transformational growth to take us to that next level. And so I don't know what may be going on in your life. Some people are like, hey, you know what? I'm in the season of spring, everything is wonderful, or like summer, but even during summer months, you got to start planting for the fall and for the winter. I don't want to dive too deep into, Jim Rohn's, legendary trainings, but, we all go through these seasons of life, and I just know without a shadow of a doubt, when you continue to give it your all, when you continue to give from your heart, when you give it 110% effort, not only for yourself, but to be able to influence other people, that 2014, 2015, 2016 and beyond are the years for you to make a decision to be able to say, you know what, I'm sick and tired of being sick and tired. I'm sick and tired of being late on my bills. I'm sick and tired of, the health situation that I'm in. I must lose weight so that way I could extend my livelihood. I must be able to get into a regimen where I'm eating healthier. I must continue to seek personal development so that way I can grow mentally and have a more positive attitude. I must become more so that way I can be able to do more and have more, but most importantly, give more. Give back to not only myself for all of my hard work and dedication that I've had, but to be able to give back to those that have sacrificed so much for me. I must be able to give back to those who may feel lost in society today and say, hey, you know what? I was there too. This is a common theme about this video. I was there too. We all go through these things, and so many people want to wear the badge of honors like they've never gone through anything. And it's just mind-blowing to me that everyone, I'm in Las Vegas right now, and you walk along the strip and everyone's like this big shot kind of person. But it's like, you know what? Everyone's going through something right now. It could either be a loved one that is very ill. It could be, a severe financial situation. It could be just being a lost, wandering generality, walking in the world of sin right now and say, hey, you know what? I'm just going to knock down these booze and do some drugs and wipe everything out and wake up tomorrow feeling crummier than I, felt, all year, whatever the case may be. And, never really come to a resolve. Well, 2015 is the year to make a resolve. 2015 is a time for you to be able to say, you know what? I'm drawing a line in the sand, and I'm making a decision. I'm making the decision to be able to become the best person that I can become, no matter what obstacles, no matter what levels of fear, no matter what reasons of doubt that will present themselves along my journey. And I'm not only going to do it for myself, I'm going to do it for other people. I'm going to do it because there's billions of people all around the world that need this information. There's billions of people around the world that need to hear my story. There's billions of people around the world that are looking for hope, that are looking for inspiration, empowerment, and motivation to be able to say, hey, you know what? If they can do it, I can do it too. You're just one person away from being able to change your entire life. The minute that you start getting messages in your inbox saying thank you for the wisdom that you have blessed upon me, everything in your life will start to shift, because you'll soon realize that it's not about you. It's about being able to be of service to other people, and that is more gratifying than anything that you could probably ever experience. I've been doing this since about 2009, and it's been challenging at times, and a lot of people are saying, oh, you guys are doing great work. Yes, we are. Like, I love it. Like, I'm super passionate about everything that we do, but yet I could see so much further down the road. I'm like, we still got a lot to do. This is just the beginning, and it's just remarkable that, I have people that start adding me just randomly, on Facebook and on Instagram, and, we start connecting, and, we're getting together out here in Vegas and, building new relationships and new connections and, relationships. I love what my buddy Preston Smile says. He says, today, community is the new currency. Community is the new currency. And I was talking to my other buddy, Robert Hollis Jr., and he actually had a chance to hear from Anthony Robbins, CEO, and he said, you know what? The exchange of money is simply through communication. It's just about us communicating with each other. And there's no difference between a homeless man on the street, saying, hey, you got any change to spare, versus a CEO walking into a boardroom and saying, hey, we need to raise a few $100 million. It's all through communication and how we effectively tell our story to be able to get the desired outcome that we want. And many people are, money, whatever, right? No, I just love what all of our great mentors talked about today, is that money is only a direct reflection of how many people you've been able to be of service to. Money is only a scorecard. If the more money that you make is simply because you're being of more service. If you're going to work, trading your time for money, you're only being of service to your employer. But when you expand outside of that box, outside of that cubicle, I love what Mr. Pilsner said today. He said people go to jobs to still be treated like a kid. Or was that Pilsner? I don't remember. One of the remarkable speakers today. But people are going to a job to still be treated like a kid. Adults are going to a job to still be treated like a kid. How remarkable is that? Because I truly believe that we all have passions, we all have dreams, we all have goals. And someone else said it today that, as a child, your dream, per se, was to be able to become an astronaut. And then as the years went on and people, strayed you away from that, whatever the case might have been, that dream of becoming an astronaut just faded away. And, it flew away, per se. and you say, hey, you know what, at least I can walk. At least I can walk. No, that dream still is there. It's still alive. It's just up to you to be able to resurrect it and say, you know what, if it's meant to be, then it is up to me, and I'm going to make it happen. So I thank each and every one of you for spending the time to be able to get reconnected to the Success in Minutes with Mikal Pradia. It's going to be a very, very inspirational year. We got a lot of things, in the making right now. I'm excited. I'm truly excited. Going through my gray area, I was able to get more recentered and reconnected, and met with an amazing clinical psychologist by the name of Dr. Pratt. And Rob Dyrdek has visited him, Larry King, Common, the internet guru Frank Kern, and to be able to get the knowledge and to be able to get the techniques that Mr. Pratt teaches, it really created a remarkable shift. And I'm going to start sharing some of that stuff with you guys in future videos, because it's so impactful. And I've read tons of books, but there's only a handful of books that I recommend to a lot of people, and 2 of which out of my top 5 are definitely from Dr. Pratt. One of them is Code to Joy, the second one's Instant Emotional Healing, and then I also after 15 years of personal development and growth, being introduced to Rich Dad Poor Dad when I was 16 years old by another mentor of mine. I've listened to a lot of Anthony Robbins tapes and CDs and stuff, and watched a lot of his videos, but I never read any of his books. And I finally, I don't know what it was. Actually, I met another gentleman who had a remarkable shift in his life from reading his book, Unlimited Power, and I said, I got to read that book. And I read it, and it created another shift in my life where, now eating a lot more health conscious, cutting out a lot of red meats and, just stuff that's not good for our body. And so I just feel more energized, I feel a lot more healthy, and, which, a lot of people are like, Mikal, you need to eat more red meat, you're too skinny, I'm like, hey, I eat a lot, bro. And so, but it feels good. And so, I recommend those 3 books for you guys, to go ahead and get started on, because I'm going to be talking about them. I'm going to start sharing some of the stuff in there, and we could have a conversation with it. I would like to hear how it's been able to impact your life, and be able to share more of it with other people, because there's so many different limiting beliefs that are within all of us that are actually holding us back from getting from where we are to where we want to be. Like, you may think that there's not. I don't know why you would disagree. We're human beings, we have issues. It is for us to be able to master those issues, no matter how successful you become. I've had the opportunity to meet people that make a lot of money, done a lot of great work in the community, and have been able to impact millions of people's lives around the world, and they still deal with self-limiting beliefs. It's remarkable that these people that you may, aspire to be more like, they're just like us. They still deal with the same fears, the same self-limiting beliefs, the same, lack of confidence at times, am I good enough? Am I worthy enough? Those are all issues that we all deal with. But when you say, you know what, I am good enough, I am worthy enough, I do trust myself, I can make this happen. I just have to do things when I say I'm going to do them long after I've said I'm going to do it. And you can do it. Because it's a matter of a decision. It's a matter of saying, hey, you know what, if I want to get to where my goals are, I'm going to have to overcome some stuff. I'm going to have to go from the warm water to the cold air, be a little chilly, dry off, feel good, and just beast and make it happen. So I thank each and every one of you. God bless, and I'll see you guys at the top. Take care.